All right. So now for like and save as bookmark, for these two things, these are almost on every page. So we need these on detail page, we need these on profile page, we need these on home page. It's better to have these in base view model only. Okay. So here I'm going to create a command for the private async task, and here we can say toggle like async, and here we are going to get the post DTO as a parameter. Right now on this we can directly make a call. We'll say await make API call async, and now here is the thing, we need posts API here. Okay, so now we need to pass it because we are using this base view model as a base class for our view models. So if I have that constructor here, I need to get that I posts API from the derived classes, because that is the one we are directly creating instance for. So how this inheritance works, when we are trying to make instance of some object, let's say if I'm creating home view model, I'm trying to use home view model, and the base class is base view model, so it will simply come here, and after that before continuing this thing executing this constructor, it will go to the parents constructor. So it will go here, then it will add this here. Now for toggle like and toggle bookmark, for these two things we need post API, right? But for notification page, for login page, register page, we don't need post API, right? So what we can do in this case, so there is no point of having it in base view model directly. Instead, what we can do, we can actually have multi-level inheritance here. So what we can do, we can create one more class. I'll say public partial class, and this thing I am going to call it base posts view model. So base post view model, right? All the post related stuff we are going to have inside this. Now this is going to be derived from base view model, and then we are going to have constructor here where we can inject our iPost API, because this time here we know that we will have this. Now here I am having this post API as a parameter, sorry, a property, so that it can be used on derived types. I'm not having it as the private read only field, because I want this to be accessible by derived classes as well. Then I'm going to go to this base view model, and I'll get this toggle like async from here, and we'll come here in this thing and we'll paste it. Now go to details page async. This thing also can be moved to base post view model only, because this is also totally related to post. This thing is not going to be on notification page, on login and registration page. We can cut these two things, property in the command is go to details page command, and skip go to details page command action, this thing. And then we have this toggle like async. Now let's move this base post view model to its type first. So we have this base post view model. Now we are going to modify our existing view model. So first we'll go to our home view model. Here instead of inheriting from base view model, we will inherit from base post view model. We have this error, we'll fix this. Before that, let's go to details view model. Here also we'll do the same thing, base post view model, and we are good. Now here we need this. Let's first go to home view model. This is complaining about the base type. So in base, in constructor, all right. So in base post view model, it expects I post API in the default constructor. So here we need to provide it. So we'll say base post API. Now, because in the base class we have this post API property which we can directly use here, so we can get rid of this underscore post API read only field. We can remove this. Instead, we can directly use this post API from its base class. So here instead of underscore post API, we'll say post API, this thing, property from parent. Let's see, we have only this one. Yeah, very good. Save it, go to details view model. Here also we are going to do the same thing. We'll call our base with this post API. Then we'll remove this underscore post API. And instead of this, we are going to use our post API property. Remove it. And now we should be good. We are using post API. Alright, save everything. Now first let's close everything. Now there is one change. When we moved our go to details page command from base view model to base post view model. Here we moved that. We need to change this in our templates as well. So we go to post with image template for all the templates. Here we have this base view model. It is going to go and find this command on base view model, but that is not where our go to details page command is. We moved it to base post view model. Namespace is same, so we'll use this one. We'll modify this. Save post with no image. Let's modify the type here as well. VM base post view model. Save it. Go to post with only image. Here also we'll do the same thing. Now we are good. We are in the existing functionality only. Now everything should work same as before. Alright, now here we have toggle like async. Now we'll work on it. So I'm going to use the optimistic approach here. So I'll consider that this call is going to be successful. We can say post.isLiked equals not post.isLiked. Okay, we are doing the opposite first so that UI gets updated first. Then we'll say var result equals await post API dot toggle like async. Here we need post ID. So we can say post dot post ID. Then we can check this returns API result. We can check if not result dot is success. If this is not the case, we will show error alert async. We'll say result dot message or result dot error and return from here. But in this case, we should revert this thing. Alright, so let's do this. We'll have original state here, original status. Let's say this. So we'll say post dot is liked, and if there is any error, we'll revert back to the original state. Now if that's not the case, we are good. We already changed the state on the UI, so we can simply continue from here. No need to do anything else. Cool. Let's make it relay command. Now let's copy this method, paste it, and change it to toggle bookmark async. Let's use is bookmark properties. Is bookmarked, is bookmarked, is bookmarked, is bookmarked. I did something. Is bookmarked. And here we'll say toggle bookmark async. Save it, and we should be good. Let's add relay command here. Save everything. Now we'll be good. Alright. Now we'll go to our templates because there we are having our UI. And from there we are going to call these toggle like command and toggle bookmark command. The way we are calling go to details page command. Alright. Let's go to the those templates. So in templates, post with image, post with no image, post with only image. We'll do in all of these. So let's copy one of these tab gesture recognizer, and we'll come here. We are having comment, and this is the like, right? Here we'll say horizontal stack layout dot gesture recognizer. Then we'll paste tab gesture recognizer. This is going to be toggle like command. The binding parameter would be entire post DTO object. Come here, save it. Let's copy this and add it to other templates. This is for like we have this one heart.png. Paste it, save it. Come here also we'll do the same thing. Save it. Now for bookmark, here also we'll do similar thing, but we'll change the command to toggle bookmark command. Bookmark command. Let's copy this thing. Horizontal stack layout or gesture recognizer. Let's add it to other templates. We are here. Save it. Then here we'll save it. Save. Now everything is fine, but there is one thing. How would we know that this operation was successful? So right now we are just having these icons bookmark.png and heart.png. So for these things, I have two different icons. So if we go to resources, images, here if we check for heart and we have heart underscore f, which is this one. Same thing for bookmark. We have one bookmark icon and then we have one more bookmark icon with this solid color filled. So we are having different icons for different states. If this is like this false, we will have heart.png. If is like this not false, we will have heart underscore f.png. Now for this we have two different options. One is we can use data triggers. Okay, here we can simply have data trigger. So when we are having this thing, we'll have data trigger. We'll check what is the value of is liked. If is liked is true, we'll use underscore heart underscore f.png. If is liked is false, we'll use heart.png. And second approach could be we can have a computed property on our post object, is post DTO. Here only we can have a computed property. And then we can say public string, we can say is liked icon, and on this we can say if is liked is true, it should be heart underscore f dot png. If that is not correct, that is liked is false, we'll use the icon which we are using. So heart dot png, the same thing. We can simply duplicate it. We can add JSON ignore. We don't need this on the API side, so we'll say JSON ignore. Then is bookmarked icon. Is bookmarked, and here that is bookmark only, right? Bookmark.png and bookmark underscore f.png. So bookmark underscore f and bookmark. Save these, and now we can use these icons here. Instead of this source bookmark.png, what we'll do, we'll say binding is bookmarked icon, like this. Copy this and let's add this on all templates. Bookmark and bookmark. Same thing we'll do with like. So instead of heart.png hard coded, what we'll do, we'll have binding and is liked icon. This one we are going to have it in all our templates. Heart.png is liked icon, and here also. Save everything, and now let's try to run it and we'll see if everything is working. Let's run it. App is coming up. All right, let's try. Like we can see the activity indicator, but we can't see anything on the UI. Let's try pull to refresh. And now we can see this filled icon. That means that operation worked, but UI was not updated. Let's try this save. We can see activity indicator, but nothing happened. Let's refresh. Now we can see it. Try on other page. Let's say this potato one. I'm clicking on it. It should open the detail page. Yes. Here if I say save, looks like it didn't work. Go back. It will not work here because it is getting the same status from, no, it worked. We have this. Okay, status is different now. Now we can see this is working, but it is not updating when we are doing that operation. Although we have that state change, this is already done, but we are not able to see this on the UI. UI is not getting updated for this. Now, why this is happening? That is because we don't know, or the UI does not know when is liked was changed, because this is a property of a model host, which is a direct model. This model is not observable. This is liked property is not observable. That's why it didn't show the updated UI. So what is the solution for this? Now, if you see, we have this thing which is directly related to UI. We have these things which are directly related to UI, which are going to be changed over time. So right now we are using this DTO for two different things. We are using it for data transfer and we are using it for UI updation as well. So what we can do is we can have one version of this post DTO which is going to be observable object, which we are going to use in our mobile MAUI app. So let's do this, and that will belong to UI side only, the mobile app only. All right. For this, what we can do in our MAUI application, we already have a models folder, right? So inside this models folder, I'm going to create a class. This I'm going to say post model. This is going to be public partial class post model, and it is going to be a subclass of observable object. Now what properties we are going to have? We are going to have the same property we have in post.io. Okay. Then there's no point of having JSON ignore in here. You can get rid of this. And then is liked and is bookmarked. These two are going to be observable property. So here we'll remove JSON ignore. We'll remove JSON ignore from here. Now for the is liked, we'll say private pool underscore is liked, and we are going to have it as observable property. Now this is like this thing is going to be generated by observable object community toolkit.mvvm only for us. Same thing we'll do for is bookmarked, is bookmarked, and here also we are going to say observable property. Save it. Now we are good. Now whenever we are changing it, right now also the UI will be notified that is liked has been changed, but it should have, look, let's remove, but it should have notified for is liked icon, this thing. So whenever we are changing this is liked, we'll tell this framework, this community toolkit.mvvm, that whenever you are changing this or triggering update for this one, you should also update for this one. For this, we have one more attribute that is called notify property changed for. Here we'll say name of is liked icon. Save it. Similar thing we'll do with this is bookmarked. So we'll say notify property changed for name of is bookmark. Save it. is bookmarked icon. Save it, and now we are good. Right now, we just need these two things to be observable. Later, we will need others as well. For example, when we will have real time updates, then we will need to change photo URL, content, user photo URL, all these things. So we'll do these things later. Alright. Then on post model, we are using posted on display, but we are not using posted on modified on directly. So we can get rid of those, and we can simply have get set with this. Okay. After this, from API, we are going to get post DTO. We need to convert that post DTO to this post model. Now, post DTO does not know anything about this post model, but because post model in our mobile MAUI application, it knows about post DTO. So inside this post model class only, we are going to have a helper method, static factory method here. We'll say public static post model. We can say from DTO, and we'll get post DTO as a parameter to this. From this, we'll say new post model. We are going to get all the items added to this. Alright, so one by one, we'll have all DTO content is bookmarked, is liked, photo URL, posted on display, user ID, username, user photo URL. Then is bookmarked icon. This is computed property here only. Is liked icon, post template content view. So these three things, these are getting computed here only. So we are okay without these things. Save it. Let's go to post DTO. We'll see if we need to clean anything up. Post on display. This is fine. Everything looks fine here. We don't need this post template content view. We don't need this liked icon. We don't need this bookmarked icon. We can get rid of these three properties now. Save everything, and we are good with post DTO. And then we have this post model. Now, in entire application, everywhere we are using post DTO in mobile mouse side. All those needs to be changed to use post model. So this is the one we are going to use now, which has reactivity. Okay, let's go. I'm going to close all tabs. Then we'll start one by one. We'll go to our pages. We have our home page. Then we have our post details page. After that, we have our templates, post template selector, post with image, post with no image, post with only image. Then we have our view models, base post, base view, details, home, and I guess these are the only ones. In controls, we have all these. No need to do anything, no need to do anything. We'll see if there is something which also needs to be changed, we'll change it. Right now, we are good with all these. In here, we have this post DTU, change it to post model. This is in this namespace, social media maui.models. We'll do this. Now it is going to freak out here because we are getting this P is actually post DTU. Because from API, we are getting post DTU. Here, what we'll do, we'll say post model dot from DTU P. Now we have our post models. Good. Home view model is fine. Close it. We have now details. So this post DTU, instead of post DTU, we'll say post model. All right. So, and let's see. We don't need to change anything else here. Save it. Base post, sorry, base view model. Here, I don't think we have post DTU anywhere. No. Good. Base post view model. Here we have the post DTU, which is going to be changed to post model. All right. Post DTO to post model, post DTO to post model, and save everything. We are good. Now on XAML side, we have this DTOs. Same way, we are going to have XMLNS models. We'll say models. Models. Let me copy this XMLNS models namespace. Then here we are going to get rid of DTOs. Instead, the data type is going to be post model. So I don't think we need DTO now on this page. Are we using DTO anywhere else? No. That means we can get rid of DTO namespace in here. So remove this, save it, close. Then here we have DTOs. Let's change DTOs to models. Here we'll say post model, save it, quickly search if we are using DTO. No, we are good. Same thing here on this third template, post model, save it. Then we have data template selector. Here we were checking for post DTO, but now we'll check for post model. Save, we are good. And post details XAML. Let's search for it. Are we using DTO? DTO. Post DTO. No, we are not using. We are good. And home page, post DTO, we are not directly using it. So that means we are good now. We should be able to see the changes. Let's run the app. And there is some problem here on post changed. If we come here in our details view model, we are expecting post DTO, but it should be post model. Run. App is here loading, and we can see the same thing now. Everything is loading. Home page is fine. Let's go to details page. And on details page also we can see the things. Now let's try this fairyland, this one, second one. Let's try like, and you see we instantly has this. Let's go to the details page for this one only. Remove save from bookmark. You see we can see the things in real time. That means these real time updates are working, and we can see the activity indicator icons are working. That means we are good. Something broke here. It is showing this thing inside this image. It is showing this. That means our mapping, something is not right with our mapping. So let's check our post model. Here we must have done photo URL, photo URL, user photo URL. It should be user photo URL. Save everything. And now we are done with like and save this functionality as well. Right? Comment we have already worked on. Now we are left with this share functionality. Then we can maybe move to the next thing. Next we'll work on the share functionality.